Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I have an hour on the bike, a 4x4 minute VO2 max. I have 4x4 minutes of VO2 targeting at 105 to 110% of my FTP with 4-minute recoveries. And I thought while I'm doing this, or at least on the easy parts, I can go through my race fueling goals, and then at the end of the video announce what my next race is. So if you're new here, my name is Kyla. I am a triathlete who is a middle of the pack, slowly inching my way forward to the front. And we got 5 seconds until our first 4 minutes. So let's push it. First one down. So my FTP is currently at a 239. So right now my 4 minutes are at a 260. And I'm, whew, Jesus. My goal for this block, outside of being faster, is more time in the arrow position. So I'm starting now in arrow, and then I'm sure by the end I won't be an arrow anymore. But my fueling plan is I'll take 1 gel of, that's 33 grams of carbs, and I typically like the Precision Fuel and Hydration, but I bounce around between what's available so I can try different flavors, different textures. But for majority of the stuff I do, I really like Precision because it's a little thicker, but it's not as thick, and the taste doesn't really gross me out, thankfully. So if I take one about 15 minutes before my swim, and then do my swim, which is thankfully getting faster. So from my swim onto the bike, I typically have a bottle of water in my transition area so I can rinse my mouth out immediately and have a quick drink. Because if I'm in salt water, no one wants that extra salt. And then a lot of lake and river waters I swim in are gross. Or at least to me. I'm sure there's some much worse other places. So then I get on the bike, and I've had my sweat tested through Precision Fuel and Hydration, which was really nice and smart of me, because before my last race, which was in Chattanooga, the Chattanooga Ironman 70.3, I was aiming for the average of 1,000 milligrams of sodium per liter. Turns out for me, I am not average. I sweat a lot, which made me think I would be average. If not, I would need more than average. Turns out my sweat test came back of the far, far left low end of sodium. So for every liter of water I sweat out 593 milligrams of sodium. And that's been a huge, huge game changer for me. Because now I'm not wanting to chug water. I mean, I do. I love water. It's my favorite thing to drink majority of the time. But during a race, I'm not chugging water as much. So now, here we go for round number 2. So, on the bike, in a race, especially this next race. So in Chattanooga, I forgot my electrolyte carb mix to put in my bottles, which is fine because what I ended up doing, I think worked a lot better for me. So I put 1 tab of Precision Fuel and Hydration 1000. So 1 tab, excuse me, 1 tab is 500 milligrams of sodium, which I think was really well for me because I felt great after the first maybe 15 minutes on the bike. I didn't have sweating a lot. I didn't have the best breakfast because I was apparently dumb in the hotel and didn't see the toaster for bagels that they had laid out. So the 500 milligrams of sodium, I had 3 bottles, 2 bottles, 1 in back, 1 in front, and then my hydration system that's in my fridge. And I drank all of that on the schedule I had of 1 bottle an hour, and then I would take water bottles from the aid stations. So sodium, I had 3 bottles for my little under 3-hour bike ride. 500 milligrams of sodium per hour-ish. So then for carbs, I ended up taking about 75 grams of carbs per hour in Chattanooga. So in my upcoming race, I'm aiming for that or a little higher. So I'm kind of planning on taking 1 Precision Fuel and Hydration Gel per 20 minutes. So in an hour, that's 90. But if I take it every 20 minutes, that 90, that 70, 80, 90 of that last gel could help me in the next hour too. So we'll see how that goes. And here we go for rep number 3. Let's try to stay in. I'm gonna try to stay in aero a little longer, but now it's not even the aero position that's getting to me. It's my legs, and when I push power, I push the quads more, and I'm starting to feel it sooner. So let's go. I think I finished with the bike. Hopefully I finished with the bike. roughly 80, 90 grams of carbs an hour on the bike. And then on the run, I'll take, or aim to take, because by the end of the run no one wants a gel. That's my issue. So the plan is for 1 gel every 3 miles. So for me that's typically between maybe about 27 minutes thus far. One day on a flat course it'll be closer to 25 hopefully per gel. And then on the run I like taking the BPN gel. I forget their name right now that I'm on the bike, but their mango and their what? It's the pink one. I can remember any time except right now when I'm on the bike. But I take those. They're just under 30 grams of carb. And I like those for the run because they're more liquidy. So it's almost like I'm just drinking them and not actually having to consume them, which helps me take them on the run. But in Chattanooga, I did 2.5 because that last one, I got half of it and I go, I'm gonna be sick if I keep going. So that's pretty much my fueling. We got one more rep at the 4 minutes. Very happy with how my legs are doing. Heart rate's not too high. That last one I got up to 172, which is nice. But my body can do so much more than I think it can. And it amazes me, like on these types of workouts, that it's hard. Of course it's hard. I'm pushing a lot of power for me. But when I'm done and I actually can look on my phone at the results, or on Zwift, because I'm using Zwift for my indoor bike rides, that my heart rate is lower than what I would think. And I mean, 172 is high for me. Yeah, I don't often get in the 170s, but the fact that I can do it and still after this go for my run or a gym, that it makes me happy. And then tomorrow I'll be depressed because I'll feel like crap. But here we go for number 4. We got 4 minutes. Let's do it. That's it. Off, we're done. So, got 8 minutes of a cool down, and holy bejesus. You can really tell that I started to hurt a lot on that last one, because early on my hands started dancing between trying to find a good position but not able to find one. So got that out of the way, and explain my fuel plan for my next race to you, I would say pause here for a moment and put down in the comments what race you think it is. I'll give you a moment. Not too long though, because I gotta get off this bike. But, so, okay. Maybe I'll put in, I'll do that. I'll put in a video of my dogs to give you a moment to put in what you think my next race is. Or, I'd love to hear what your next race is, or race plan for the rest of the year. Do you have any big goals? So, my next race is, drum roll, I can't balance very well. Okay. My next race is Ohio Ironman 70.3 in Sandusky. That is March 19th. So I have a few weeks, but I have, is that 6 weeks? I think it's 6 weeks. So my training peaks, yeah, okay. My training peaks says 6 weeks. So next week I'm in Utah, Salt Lake City for work. And then the following week I'm in Georgia for work, and then 2 weeks after that I am traveling to Colorado Springs for my graduation, hopefully the last graduation I ever walk, because it is for my doctorate. So, hope you liked this video. If you didn't, let me know what you didn't like. If you did, I'd love to hear what you liked or what you might want to see for an everyday triathlete that has a 9-to-5 office job. Well, it's actually more 7-to-3, because I am not a morning person. So please like, subscribe for this video, and I will see you next week.